From Anshe Sfard Bethel Emeth Congregation, it's time to take 10 minutes for Torah with Rabbi Joel Finkelstein.
Welcome to our discussion of Parshat Naso, Too Holy. If we look at the structure of Bamidbar, this book of Numbers, and the structure of Parshat Naso, we can look at it in different ways. We began with the notion of Bamidbar, the counting of the Jewish people, the order of the Jewish people, where they stood in proximity to the Mishkan, to the tabernacle in the middle of the camp. We sanctified the Levites against the firstborn. And then we sanctified the Levites, we gave them particular jobs. And then all of a sudden, there are these different sections. We've talked about them in the past, 5, 6 legal passages. Is it talking about the stolen goods? Is it talking about the Sota woman, talking about the woman who went astray, the wayward woman, the Nazir, the Nazirite, and then the Birkat Kohanim, the blessings of the priests, and then the dedication of the tabernacle. What's going on? What's the structure of this very disjointed, very long parasha? So you could say that Nazir, the Nazirite person, the person who vows not to drink any wine or anything connected with wine, not to go to any funerals, any contact with the dead, not to cut his hair. You could say that this person is one of those people who's stepping out of the community. You have the wayward woman. You have before that the sinful person who stole something. There's no one to return it to. How's he going to rehabilitate? And here you have someone else who's stepping out of line. There are laws. There's a Torah. He wanted to have more laws. Wasn't enough. He was a regular Israelite. He wanted to take on laws almost like a high priest. He can't go to any funerals. And as Rashi says, Me'asher chatal nafesh, he did some kind of a sin. She'hizir atzmo min hayayin. Rashi quotes the earlier sources that the very fact that he refrained from taking part in something in this world, God's world, therefore that's the type of sin. So he too is a sinner. He's setting himself too far apart. Then why do we go then to the section about the Birkat Kohanim, how does that flow into the priestly blessings? Well, maybe Rashi, the Balaturim, they suggest, Nazarite's not supposed to drink wine, so the Kohen also shouldn't drink wine before he does the priestly blessings. But requires further analysis. Well, if we turn to Amos, the prophet Amos, he tells us something about Nazarites. He was dealing with real live Nazarites in his day. And it says, I established your children. Children are usually not in the ways of prophecy, but I made some of them prophets. Other young men, Nizirim, I made them Nazarites. People who set themselves aside with special holiness. But what did you do? You gave those Nazarites wine. You didn't want them to be Nazirim. You made them defile their status of being a Nazarite. You commanded the prophets among you, and you told them, do not prophesy. In fact, later on, that's in chapter 2 in Amos, in chapter 7, he actually has a friend there, so-called friend, who says to him, you're not going to make any money here in the north. We don't really want any prophets here. Run away, go to Judah land. There they have a temple and they have prophets. We don't need you over here. He says, look, I'm not a prophet, I'm not a son of a prophet, I'm just a herdsman, a cowboy, but I'm telling you, these Jewish people over here up north, they're in bad shape. So there's an idea that when we do occasionally have a holy person, like an Amos, living in the sinful north, when you have a Nazarite, a boy who decides he's going to take on himself something extra, you have a prophet, the tendency is to push him away. Perhaps the Parsha is saying, says, you want blessings of the priests, you want to be blessed. Well, when you have children who, thank God, they want to do something good, they want to go to Israel, they want to study a little bit, they want to learn more, they want to go to yeshiva, don't give them wine. Don't take them in the wrong direction. right? Maybe you go to college, you'll have a good fraternity, you'll have a good drinking time, you'll have a great time. Don't send them in the wrong direction. How many of our people in America going off in the wrong direction, wasting youth, which could be filled with learning and growth and development, going off to waste it. And if you do that, says the parsha, then Yivarecha Hashem v'yishmerecha, Yer Hashem panav elecha v'chunecha, Yisa Hashem panav elecha v'yasim lecha shalom. You want a priestly blessing? Allow the Nazarites to be in your camp. You see, we set up this camp. It's got the Judas over here, and Dan is on the other side, and you got Ephraim and Menashe, Reuven group. You have these different parts of the camp of Israel. And you know what? There's also the Nazarite. There are the boys, the kids, the old men, people who want to go a step further. You want to be blessed? You want God to shine His countenance on you? You want Him to give you chen? You want Him to do you a favor? Go beyond the law. The rabbis say, you know why God does us a favor? I mean, that's not right. God has to be just. He's a judge. He can't just do us a favor. He said, well, we do God favors. We go beyond the law. We say blessings over things we don't even need to say blessings over. The Nazarite also, he goes a step further than the law. He wants to do more. You know, we have this tremendous controversy. Look, I'm not a Haredi. I'm not from the ultra-Orthodox camp. But do we not sometimes look at them and say, they want to study all the time. They want to be walk around and be holy, and they don't want to look at certain things, and they want to exclude themselves from lives. True, it creates economic problems. But isn't there an element of turning to those holy among us and saying, can't do it. Lech lecha, barach lecha al eretz Yehuda. Go away. Go somewhere else. Prophet Amos says that Hashem Elokim diber mi lo yinabeh. That when a child is motivated, he's got to do it. When a Jew is motivated, he wants to seclude himself, he wants to go beyond the Torah. It's a strange thing, it's true. Rashi's correct. To go beyond the norms of the Torah, it's an odd thing. When you have someone who wants to go a step further, go in the beyond, Milo Yinabe, who would not? How can someone hold back if they want to engross themselves? It's completely in their studies, completely in holiness. We have those moments sometimes a child wants to go in a good direction. We've got to nurture that, we've got to foster that, we've got to water it, we've got to fertilize it and help develop it. And not to give them a tashkin and zirim yain, to give them a drink to try to sway them away from holiness. If we're not so holy, that's our business. Let the holy ones be holy. That's the parsha. It talks about the wayward ones, the robbers, the woman who's perhaps going astray. Then speaks of the Nazarite, who's going in the right direction. Maybe a little extreme. Extremism is part of society. There are those who will go to the extremes. You want to be blessed? Allow the holiness to rise within you. It has to be checked. It has to be within reason. It has to somehow work. Someone has to pay the bills. It's true. But when we allow the Nizirim to be Nizirim, the Nevi'im to be Nevi'im, the prophets to be prophets, those with an open heart to God and spirituality, to let them just do the things that they need to do. Hopefully then, and only then, God will guard us and keep us. God will bless us with peace as a community that has in it all the different fabrics, all the different pieces of the fabric, all different pieces of a society, different tribes, different types, and even those who are most holy, they too have a place among us. Thank you for joining us here at the Anshe Sfar Beth Helmuth Congregation for our discussion of Parshat Naso. Join us each week for our discussion of the various holidays. And thanks to Jason Lefkowitz, our producer. Thank you.
This has been 10 Minutes for Torah with Rabbi Joel Finkelstein. To learn more, visit ASBEE.org.